What's up, everybody? Mr. Blackwell again on day 2 of your first full week of classes. This is going to be a relatively short class today. I will still have a link for you to follow to answer the question for me. But today we're going to talk a little about a new thing that's pretty big here at TNVA. We're really excited about it. I'm going to share this with you. Let me share my PowerPoint with you. We'll get to the big, cool, fun screen here. So, Zoom, all right. Zoom is it's going to be a new platform that we're working on. Yes, you'll still have to log into Blackboard. There will still be days where we have just class in the Blackboard. We still have to go to Blackboard Class Connect. But we're going to be conducting classes in this video teleconferencing, our video conferencing um, app. So we're going to talk a little about what that is, what it means. So what is Zoom? Well, first of all, Zoom is a video and audio classroom where teacher and classmates will be able to see each other simultaneously. We're excited about this because Zoom is something new. Um, for those of you that had Miss Cooper last year, actually got to experience Zoom a little bit from her. And during her class times, you got to hear and see really cool things during that math time. We're actually going to be using it this year in social studies. It's really cool. I was asked to be a part of this pilot program to where they are going to test it out this year. We're going to get to have full reins of Zoom and get to check every little nook and cranny of it so that possibly we can do it school-wide the next year. So why are we using Zoom? Well, there's multiple reasons why we're using Zoom. First of all, number one, we're going to build community and social skills. So first of all, it's really easy, and you guys know this, that whenever you're sitting there and you're not on a webcam and nobody can see you, nobody can see what you're doing, it's easy to get distracted by other things in the room. It's easy to get distracted if something else is going on, or maybe you don't feel like anybody's watching you, so you want to go to, say, play on Roblox or Minecraft or I don't know, Fortnite, or maybe you want to walk out of the room. This is going to help you guys to build that community and these social skills that we're going to learn to work with one another. It's also going to increase your student-to-student interaction. So you're going to be in a safe environment, so where there, we are in our homes and in our rooms and whatnot, but you're also going to have that accessibility to be able to see your fellow classmates, be able to recognize them, be able to chat with them, and work with them. But it's also going to foster a student to teacher relationship in that I'll get to actually see you guys. See, that was one thing that I miss out on um, from when I taught in brick and mortar classrooms, was actually getting to see the faces of my wonderful students. I mean, I know you guys get to see this beautiful face every day, but I want to be able to see you guys and be able to recognize you. And that way, when we go to, say, an outing and you pop up and you come running up to me and you're like, hey, Mr. Blackwell, then I know who you are. I'm not like trying to guess or, awkwardly try to figure out what student knows my name and knows my face and I don't know theirs. So it's kind of a cool way there, but it's also going to be able to make learning more engaging, more interactive, and individualized as well. We can talk. I can see in these videos, just like, which leads to the next one, to read students' facial clues and adjust the lesson accordingly. I can look, and if I see there are several faces that are kind of just staring off into outer space, or they're looking at me like they don't have a clue what I'm talking about, I can see that and I can immediately change directions and see what I can do to help you understand. Or I can see you guys all going, yeah, that's right. And we might move through a lesson even quicker. So these are some of the main reasons that we're using Zoom. I'm really excited about it because now I get to give you guys the evil eye and be able to see your response whenever it happens. I'm just playing. Actually, I just get to see you guys laugh at all my awesome jokes when I get to tell them. So here's some things that you need to know. In Zoom, we will utilize the webcams and the microphones daily as educational tools, right? We're not just getting on here to play and have a chat time. It's going to be an educational tool. It is something that we want you to have here at TNVA and through K-12. Um, please help to ensure that anything within your student's workspace is appropriate for the other students to see and hear. Okay, so students, please make sure that you are in a room that's not going to have any distractions. It's not going to have somebody, um, playing around, or, where you are going to be in a appropriate work area. Okay. This needs to be something that other students can see and hear, right? And also, just a little fun fact here, teachers use Zoom too. So those of you that saw the video that I made um, last week or a couple of weeks ago, the Welcome to TVA, you saw a couple of scenes where there were the teachers that were singing and dancing along and whatnot. I used Zoom. In fact, right now I'm using the Zoom chat room to record this bit of information. So that is Zoom. That is why we're using Zoom. That's what you need to know about Zoom. You need to have a webcam and a working microphone. If you do not or cannot afford those things, please email me, let me know, or email your homeroom teacher and let them know, and we'll see what we can do to help you guys acquire those things. If you do have a TNVA laptop, which you should, they do come equipped with working webcams. So there you go. All right, so this is what it's going to look like whenever it comes time to do this. Is this little screen's going to pop up. I'm going to put the link here. When that link pops in, you'll click that link and this screen will show up right here. Oops, sorry. This screen will show up, and you'll click on join a meeting. And once you've clicked on that button, it'll take you to a place, and they'll just start to filter in everybody and start to populate, and people will come in and you get to see each other's faces and see all your smiles and see just a wonderful time, right? So here's some of the expectations. Number one, keep your mic muted until called on. All right. I know that it can be very tempting to want to jump on and blurt out an answer, but if I'm not calling out to you, that would be a major distraction to the rest of the classroom. So just like in a brick and mortar classroom, you're not going to yell out and shout out questions over the teacher while they're talking. You do keep your mic muted until called on. Another thing that I have, which is one of my own expectations, that if you have a question for me, you can send it to me in the private chat, or you can wait for me to get finished. Because a lot of times when you have a question about something, um, I'll cover it later on, and that's okay. And if I don't, I am more than willing to help you guys out. Um, Second thing, you need to stay at your computer the entire time. That's part of why we have school. Now, I understand emergencies. If you need to use the restroom or anything like that, but just like in a brick and mortar classroom, even though we're not a brick and mortar classroom, you need to be present and accounted for. I don't know how much information you're learning if you're not sitting at the computer. And this is a really cool way that I'll be able to see just how much you're getting from that time. Uh, Thirdly, remain focused. I know that sometimes there are a lot of distractions at home. I get that. I mean, that's a really it's a cool thing that you get to do. I'm excited that I get to work from home, but it's also cool that you get to do school from home. Um, but what you need to work on is make sure that there are no distractions around you that's going to keep you or hamper your or harm your educational career process, whatever. Make sure you're in a distraction free, quiet room. Okay. Also, ask and answer questions. I skipped one there. That's important because if I don't know what you're not understanding, if I can't help you to understand it, right? It's kind of one of those things that if you've got a question, ask it. But once again, make sure you send it to me in the private chat first. That way, I can also either just send you a quick message back, or I can address it to the whole class if I feel like it's appropriate for the whole class to hear. Um, Also, remember the emergency sign. We're going to talk about that later at a later date when we're actually in a Zoom classroom. Okay? Um, so here's what the daily routine is going to look like. You're going to log into Class Connect and work on whatever bell ringer I have for you when you come to class. Then we're going to go over the class schedule and the topic for the day, and then we're going to log into Zoom. Once we're there, we're going to have our time to learn, and we're going to have this class time, and it'll be extremely important for you to be focused in and ready to go during that time. Then finally, you're going to show what you know, and that's going to be your exit ticket. And that will be, you have to turn in your exit ticket in order to be dismissed from class. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email if you have any questions about Zoom. It is important that you have a webcam. It is important that you have a microphone and a place to just kind of get away to that's a quiet room, or is the quietest room you can get to, and still be able to attend the class time. Okay. Next thing we're going to talk about briefly is your schedule. At this point, this is day 2. It'll be Tuesday. You'll have already gone through this schedule a little bit, but this is going to be your regular schedule. So first class is going to be history. Your second class is going to be science with Miss Dory. Your third whole pod class will be ELA with Ms. White. And then your final class of the day will be with Miss Kirby, and it will be math. So in the mornings, you'll have from 8 to 8:55 or 9 to 10, 9 to 9:55, not 10:55. You'll have history with me on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Then then at 10 Eastern time or 9 East Central time, you'll have science with Miss Dory all 4 days of the week. Then we'll have every day you'll have some small groups. Some of you will be in those small groups. Some days you won't have any small group time, but it's important that you go there. Then in the after lunch, you'll have, and this just says planning for me. This will be my planning time. But from 12:30 to 1:30 Central or Eastern time, and 11:30 to 12:30 Central time, there will be math small group time. Then in the afternoons, you'll have from 1:30 to 2:25 or 12:30 to 1:25 ELA with Miss White, and then from 2:30 to 3:25 or 1:30 to 2:25, you'll have math with Miss Kirby. And those are Monday through Thursday. On Fridays, we're doing something new. We're going to be working on math as a whole. So math, there will be small group sessions on Friday for math with your homeroom class. And there will be more information about that a little bit later on as it grows closer to that. If that is all I have for today, if you have a question, please, oh please, email it to me. If you don't have any questions for me, that's okay too. I look forward to being back with you guys in a few days. So anyway, have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon.